Hi guys, welcome to my channel. In this video I'm going to show you the easiest way to plot the graphs in Origin using a developed application through MATLAB, and we'll start off with the file conversion firstly, and now I will show you a file consisting of different types of data, and you can use this section of the application to convert the values in a column to any range. So now I have an issue with this measured data being in a gigahertz value, whereas the simulated data is represented in the gigahertz value. So now I will convert this hertz data into gigahertz data. You can carefully enter the number of the column in this field, and you can choose the range of operations that needs to be performed on the column of the specified file. And I'm going with the division. You can see the message displayed over here, and this is the third column where I want to convert the hertz to gigahertz values. For conversion of gigahertz, I am dividing the values with the 10 e power 9. So the output file name I would like to save is s11sw. So by clicking on modify data, you will be prompted to select the file. So I'm clicking s11s. So in the application will now verify the structure of the file format and validate the file against test standards. So now you can see the message displayed over here. File is saved to disk with the name s11sw.csv. Now we will check it. s11sw. Yeah, as you can see here, the gigahertz values got converted to hertz. The hertz values got converted into gigahertz. So by now using this file as the input data to the application, now I will try to plot a graph in the Origin for comparison. And one more interesting thing is you can automatically highlight the regions of the plot where the S11 falls below minus 10 dB. We usually refer it as the bandwidth. So our case of the plot will fall into multiple x multiple y, and I will leave this x column control to auto mode, since there is a variation in the sample size of the simulated and the measured data. As you can see, the simulated data consists of 1000 points, whereas the measured data consists of only 200 points. So the application will automatically detect this variation and will try to plot the x versus y accordingly. And you can also see the mode description in the message window or the corner of the application. So now I am going with the auto mode, and the range of the data lies in between 1 to 23 gigahertz. I am choosing a step size of 4, and the colors as the red and green. Since these the S parameters, I am choosing the upper limit as 0 dB and font size at 28. The line width is 4, and I also want to take advantages of the column names here displayed. Now I will modify them to be proper names. S11, S11M. This M in the suffix indicates that is the measured data. And close this file to reflect the changes that we made in the CSV file. And I will check the auto legend option, and the labeling that you would like to give to the plots on x-axis and y-axis is what I am entering over here. Frequency in gigahertz, as parameters in dB. Parameters in dB. Yes. And this line style indicates whether you would like to plot the data as the solid or the dotted format or in the dot dash format. There are 0, 1, 2, 3. These are the typical values that you can enter in this field. For suppose if you enter a 4, it will indicate the range of values to be entered in this box as 0, 1, 2, 3. So I am going with the 0 and 3. Measured data will be displayed in a dashed format, and I will input the file to the application S11 SW, and I will click on the plot in origin. So the origin now pops up, and draw the graph for you in the origin. Since I choose the -10 dB region to be displayed in the simulated data, this is the bandwidth obtained in simulation. Now we will see the bandwidth obtained in measured case by changing the column number to 4, as the measured S parameter data lies in the fourth column of the input file. So I will check this thing again. Yeah, you can see the difference. You can observe the variation in the 10 dB points. There is the region where only slightly 2 points are falling below -10. So I'm deleting this thing. And red curve indicates the simulated data, whereas the green curve indicates the measured data. And I will show you a few more examples what this application can do. I will show you the figure saving thing over here. I just want to save this graph by making certain modifications. I will show you how. And for now I will delete the graph so far created. And this is the marker special things, and you can explore various marker shapes available once you get used to app 40 and 15. Since the simulated data has more number of sample points, I choose the strip size as 40, and measured data has been given the 15 sample size. And yeah, I click the plot in origin tab and delete the strip, minus strip. As you can see, the number of stars appearing in the curve is now visually appealing. And I will try to save this graph to disk with highest resolution possible in JPEG format. By clicking on the save graph button, you will save the graph to the disk with all the edges cut down. Also, one more added advantage is the graph will be copied to clipboard, so that you can just copy paste those graphs that are just saved to clipboard into the Word documents. I'm now showing you an example. I'm just pressing the Ctrl V in my keyboard. See, as you can, so you can see the graph in the window. You can just adjust to whatever size you needed, and also the file saved to the disk. Yeah, if you don't give any name in the file name of the graph controls, it will automatically save the graph with the name graph. So this is the graph that is saved to your disk. You can paste this picture into Word documents or presentations, whatever you want. Wherever you want. And one more thing I would like to show you about the region of controlling is I will create multiple regions of highlighting portions in this same graph. For suppose I want to highlight the regions between 2.4 to 3.6, 4.5 to 6.8, and 9.6 to 11.2. And the X column is, I choose the X column as 1. And you can see the magically. Just click on this thing. As you can see, there are 3 highlighting portions as set by the manual control box. There are 3 regions, total of 6 limits. And this C shape on the graph can be eliminated once you save the origin file and reopen it. That's not a big issue. I will simply delete these graphs. And We'll now move on to the another section, multiple sorry, we will now see this simple, that's the basic prototype of the graphing. I will try to plot only the simulated S parameters of a MAMA antenna as dB, and I will go with the magnitude control, and the range of the data lies between 2 to 7 GHz. So I'm modifying this with step size of 1 and RGB. Okay, I will go with the solid type, like the continuous line for all the plots. So I'm entering 4 zeros. We'll be inputting the plot data. Yeah, here you can see the S parameters data. This is a tri-band antenna, so you can see the three regions of frequency, three frequency regions of operation. And these are the default marker shapes that is utilized by the application itself. And I would like to reduce the number of markers on the each plot. So you can change this value to whatever you want. 40 I will choose. And the shapes may be as upper triangle and lower triangle. Now you can see the variation. These are the default, these are the shapes that I have interpreted in the application, and the origin reflects the same. Now we will move on to another segment of the application, multiple X and multiple Y. It was like a gain and efficiency plot where you plot the gain on left hand side and efficiency on right hand side. And one such example is X2Y GC. I'm trying to plot the data obtained of a simulated antenna in HFSS and CST, and I will go with the automatic X control or here too, because the sample size can be clearly varying in both HFSS and CST simulated data. And we'll check the auto legend option. Yeah, this column index is the key for the application. It is the index that you want to specify for the application to convey that these are the plots that needs to be plotted over the second layer, and these are the plots that needs to be plotted on the first layer. So the index of E will be 5. As you can see, it will reflect 5. So I'm entering this 5 out here and select this 5. X2Y GEC data. Here it displays the fetched result data from so and so CSV file. And this region, this frequency lies between 4 to 6 gigahertz. So I'm choosing between 4,6 with step size of 0.2 gigahertz, and gain is varying between -10 to 10 with a step size of 5. And the efficiency, we all know, it will usually varies between 0 to 1. So I'll now check this minor grid option too, to just show you the control over the graph. And efficiencies, this is the another control that you will get for the layer 2. And the sixth control, the sixth column contains the efficiency data obtained from HFSS. So I want to highlight those regions where the radiation efficiency is greater than 0.5. So I will change this value to 0.5 and want to reflect the gain regions where the gain lies above 5 dB. So you can go with, I will show you this description too. I will go with the custom X control. Here 1 and 3 are the X controls for the layer 1, and 5 and 7 are the X controls. So 5 and 7. Now I'll click this plot in origin. You can either opt to auto control mode also, but I will trying to show you the various options available in the application. So just click on plot in origin. As you can see, the graphing in origin is completed. Here, this is the graph. I think only the efficiency is greater than, sorry, the gain greater than 0.5 dB is only reflected, I think. Right. Yeah, we're missing out on a little thing. I'll show you. Just the label on the right y-axis, efficiency needs to be inputted. This is gain dB and efficiency. Efficiency being greater than 0.5. Just we will go through the data obtained so far. Seems like there is very a little portion of the radiation efficiency being greater than 0.5. We'll see. And gain greater than 5 dB. Will this reaches 5 dB? No. The maximum gain of 4.8 is obtained. So that's the reason why the gain region greater than 5 dB is not reflected in the application. We'll check in the CST data. Okay, CST got 2 back gain. So I will go with the 4.5 dB of the gain. You can see the two regions. The yellow region indicates the gain greater than 4.5 dB, and the brown region indicates radiation efficiency greater than 0.5. This 0.5 corresponds to the efficiency of the HFSS data. Now I am just simply closing these plots as we have finished, and now I will show you an example of the using X control using uniform mode. Shit. And yeah, I'd like to show you the 2x 2y plot. I just trying to I will try to plot the data of the peak gain over the frequency range and the gain over a cut planes, phi equals 0 and phi equals 90 planes. I will just show you this thing, uniform. I will go with the uniform mode. I will go with the auto X control mode for the first layer, since there is a variation in the sample size, so the application will automatically detect this thing, and go with the uniform mode for the second layer. Second layer consists of 2 y columns data, phi equals 0 and phi equals 90 things that needs to be plotted, and 1 X data. So now you are literally telling the application that there is a 2 y columns for each X graph. So let us say if you have another X column and you have another 2 y plots, then the application assumes 1X and 2y data exists for the layer 2. And the key component, the separation index, will be 5 only, since the theta and degree regions in the E column. So the 5 will be remains same. And I will just change the plot mode, multiple X multiple 2x 2y plot. Just input the data, 2x 2y, and the X range, the second X range is varying between minus 180 to 180, and second Y range is varying between minus 15 to 5 with a step size of 5, and the gain thing will remain same, since the gain is the same from the previous plots, and the region of controlling will be gain greater than 4.5 dB and gain greater than 1 dB for the second column. Sorry, for the layer 1, the layer 2 I think. Yeah, for the layer 1 we are plotting, for the layer 2 we are plotting the values of phi equal 0 and phi equal 90 cut planes. So I just want to highlight the portion of the graph where the phi equals 0 cut plane gain exceeds 1 dB. So just click the plot in origin. Before doing that, do this simple thing. Say change this marker step size 15 and 15 and 40. Yeah, it's okay. And change this thing to here, theta degree, and gain GB. Since the gain is the ultimate component that is floating on the second y-axis too, I'll go with the 03, just to show the variation. Now click on this button. You can see the variation, how the data is varying. The legends are automatically fetched from whatever the data is present in these columns, in the column headers. So there is no issue. So seems like the origin is crushed. It will restart again. Yeah, it's restarting. Now we will try to plot it again. You can see the good variation. This is the region of the phi equals 0 cut plane where the gain exceeds 1 dB, and this is the region of gain that exceeds 4.5 dB. One more thing that I would like to discuss is here about saving graph. It was simple again. Just click on save graph. You can see the quality of the plot obtained so far. Now this is the graph one. This is the first graph we saved to this, and this is the other graph we just created now. And go with the origin tool and delete these graphs. So for creating. Now we will move on to the polar plots, and I will just not want to plot the normalized data, so I just tick this box and input the polar data. So yeah, this is the polar data file. I will show you the structure of the P data. As you can see, this is a file containing simulated and the measured data. So now I'll just use this AutoX mode. It will automatically detect the variation between the columns and plot the data set accordingly. Or you can use this uniform mode too, with the two columns, two y columns per each x, or you can specify the columns of the x columns 1 and 4. Since D maps to 4th column, you need to input the 4 as the x column input, and RGB magenta. And range will be y range. It will be about -30 to 0 with step size of 10. And I will put up this, yeah, this auto legend thing too, and simply remove these label with db. Since there is a very few points available in the measured data, I'll go with a marker size of 3 and 25 for simulated data. Just click on the button again and the polar plot appears. That's it. The only issue with the origin is its inability to place the legend. So for now you need to move this legend to beneath or wherever you want, and just check this button. So I'll be saying this graph is polar underscore graph. Save it. This dB is reflected over the graph legend, graph scale. And where is this polar graph thing? I think it was saving it. Yeah, polar graph thing is saved to this. This is how your graph will look like when you put it into Word file. And the only thing left behind in this application is this start and end extract data push button. The two I will show you now. I have a large data of simulation, and I want to fetch this measured data only from this CSV file. Let us say I want to fetch this data from E to H that contains the measured values. So you will now just enter columns. E corresponds to 5 and H corresponds to 9, I think. So 8, 5 to 8, and just check on this extract data. This is the final process. It will validate it and save the data to the file name we gave here. This is the file name that I given earlier in the starting of the video. So the S11 SW will now contain those columns of the data. As you can see, these are the columns that are extracted to a new file. You don't need to worry about anything. Just the application will do the rest of the things for you. And I will show you the operations that you can perform on this certain column of the data. These are the varying operations, and this normal indicates the normalization on the linear data. Suppose if you have efficiencies on the linear scale and you just want to normalize it to 0 dB or gains into 0 dB, then you can just use this operation. Or if the data is in dB scale, then you can opt to norm dB, whereas the suffix s will indicate the normalization will be performed with the values you provided over here. I mean, the reference value for normalizing the input data will be taken from the value field, and this dB10 and dB20 will be used to convert the linear data into log scale with 10 log 10 or 20 log 10, and this a log 10, a log 20 are the anti-logarithms for you to convert the logarithmic values into linear scale, and these are the basic arithmetic operations that you can perform. To wind up this video, I will just plot one more graph that contains the MIMO antenna simulated and measured data. This is the final process, contains those values, measured data, and this legend frequency thing, frequency in gigahertz, and as parameters in Ruby, and I will remove this auto legend thing and go with my own legends. You need to specify the values with a semicolon separation so that the application understood these are the varying legends, and it will automatically map accordingly. As from name, name suffix indicates the measured data. And I will uncheck these minor bits. This 40 thing should be clearly mentioned, otherwise the plotted data will have too many markers, and step size will be chosen over here for the measured data. Final choices is the file name that you would like to give into the application, and auto. I will go with auto plot mode since the variation in the sample size is very distinct, and we'll just sit back and see what the application will do. As you can see, I have plotted the 4 to 6 range only, so I might be needed to change this X range thing since the simulated data content spans from 2 to 7 gigahertz. So 2 to 7 with the magnitude being less than -10 to indicate the regions of measured data. F corresponds to 6th column and less than -10 magnitude. And now we read these graphs. Check this plotting option. As you can see over here, these are the plots. You can adjust the Y range too. Seems like majority of the isolation values are missing out from the plot. I will go with -50 as lower limit. This is the graph. These dotted lines and solid lines indicate the simulated and measured data accordingly. You can specify the values or line style. If you didn't specify enough arguments, the application will assume the automatic values that are provided in the algorithm. So it will fill out those values accordingly if you didn't provide sufficient arguments in the edit field box. And this is how you can use this application to plot the graphs. Mainly the micro engineers would require to plot their data in these regular Cartesian polar plots, so the application will do the most of the tasks for you. That's it guys, thanks for watching. Do like, share and subscribe our channel.